won't back down. One thing playing on our minds. Long wait, but we won't give up now. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. We are the champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night. Champions of the night. Can't tell if we're dreaming now. We watch as the fire falls down. One thing playing on our minds. Time stops and we don't make a sound. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League of Legends Season 2 Fall Semester Week 3. We're now into our second match of the night, and it's going to be Arroyo High School D versus Curtis High School. Curtis High School over on your blue side, Arroyo High School D over on your red side. Stream is brought to you in part by our friends at Twitch TV, Newegg, and MSI Crusade. You can hear with Rapid. And after a 45-minute delay, we're finally into our second match of the night. And hopefully this will be some exciting stuff coming. And we're into the picks and bans. Rapid, what are you seeing so far?
Well, I'm seeing the champions on the screen, Crusader Kitten, and okay, it does look like everybody can hear me. Yeah, the Jarvan Morgana bans, like, you don't see either one of those champions banned, at least in traditional play, so I'm guessing they really want to take away all the control that, I'm having to make sure that I separate these two teams, because it's different teams, it's a whole new series. We just got done seeing great Morgana play, albeit through some DCs, but even still, Morgana, we just got done seeing what it couldn't do. So taking that away, no black shields, no dark bindings, but really if you look at the other end of the spectrum, Arroyo D, these guys are banning out the carries, so not as concerned about supports and junglers as Curtis is.
Xerath for the last ban is going to be coming off. That's interesting. We're seeing quite a few the long-range champions getting banned out here. Tristana, Orianna, and Xerath. Also, what, like four of these champions were seen in the last match. Also, Tristana was banned every game of the last match. Xerath is a new one, though. Haven't seen that being taken out of the champion pool before. First pick is looking like a potential Lulu. I'm looking over Curtis High School to see if one of them is a Xerath player, but wait, is that an Aatrox? Okay, they haven't locked in just yet, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, they're still switching it up. Big baggins. Maybe want to go with the Malphite top lane. He's just going through all the super tanks, so probably looking for something in that category. Oh, all right. Well, there you go.
So how many champions have revives now? Could you get a 5 team of revives?
Well, there is this team comp called the Save the Dude comp, and that gives you things maybe you get a Kale in there, but that's a more savior.
Zac, Sign, and Nivea.
Did you actually?
Oh, there's actually this on. No, I'm trying to think about Zac, Sign Anivia, I guess Kog'Maw. Okay, these really don't count.
You
No,
gotta give Zillion
there's
too.
enough. Oh, yeah, Zillion, I
And
guess.
Yorick.
But that's how. Okay. Oh, whatever. So anyway, other picks coming in here. It doesn't matter. I don't think we'll be seeing any of that kind of stuff coming out anytime soon. They're actually gonna get locked in for the support, a pretty standard support that we didn't see in the last match. I do believe it was banned the first game. It looks like Vi or Lee Sin actually will be locked in. So. We'll be seeing that.
Yeah. Now it's interesting to see the Lee Sin prioritized above Kha'Zix. Traditionally in the jungle tier list, Kha'Zix is kind of up at the top. So if you're picking Lee Sin, you have to know he has to fit into your team comp, even though he is still a very good jungler on his own. Of his own right, and with a Thresh, there is just a lot of overall team fight dispersion, but it also sets up very well to make for things like pick comps. If they want to stack things up like that. So maybe watch out for things like an Ari mid or anything else. I would say Orianna, but that's already been banned out. So looking for these support and jungle pickups over for Curtis High School, and the thing I'm most looking forward to seeing, at least out of these guys, is that, correct me if I'm wrong, Crusader Kitten, but from what I remember of last season, Arroyo High School is a very storied HSL participant, producing some of the best HSL players out there. So their D team, making it all the way down, have some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, they have quite a few teams obviously in the league that they have gone down to a D team. It's obviously very fun and exciting to see. I'm not actually sure if these teams are in like the same group together, but we do see like an Arroyo versus Arroyo matchup. It'd be interesting. But actually, I think there's enough groups so that they won't be placed against each other, at least for the group stages. If they do make it into the finals, or if they do make it into the top few teams of the group, they may move on to either the winter finals or the season finals, and it's a great little process that we have for qualifying for finals and having two different finals and teams. It's confusing. Picks and bans underway still. We'll see what our high school do. They've been streamed a few times this. They might have been streamed like all 3 weeks so far. So they've just been getting the their game matches, their match times right. But the next two picks are going to be the Twitch and the Nidalee. What do you think about this? Nidalee is one of those champions that does get some play, was changed quite a bit.
Yeah, this is really weird to me. Traditionally, if you have a Twitch on your team, you want to run side lanes that have a little bit more CC and lockdown, like maybe put a Rise top instead of that Nidalee. And the Nidalee pick as a whole is really kind of strange to me because it doesn't work against Lulu. Like when you go in as Nidalee to pick up an Execute, your Execute is percentage health based, and Lulu has the ability to save herself with both a shield and all that health gain. So a little bit weird, but at the same time, it's going to be ranged harass versus ranged harass, and an interesting pick nonetheless. The Twitch is more what I'm interested in because this just like screams pick comp to me because Twitch is a terrible turret sieger, and really the rest of the team is pretty bad at that too. So if you run like an AP Nidalee here, I don't know what you're doing because you want to siege with the AP Nidalee, not something that Twitch is too good at.
Yep, so now we'll be seeing a Corki and a Yasuo locked in. Yasuo is a champion that is pretty highly contested, and they picked a pretty good comp to put him in. Nami and Lulu, the double supports, are going to provide a lot of opportunities for him to get the last breath off, and we'll be seeing quite a bit of damage coming off from Corki and Kha'Zix. Last pick is going to be the Twisted Fate. Oh, go on.
Yeah, this is really strange to see a Corki pick out there at the end of the team comp for Curtis High School, because with a very heavy support lineup in Nami and Lulu, you can go for something much more hyper carry, especially
like a Kog'Maw.
Yeah, exactly, like a Kog'Maw. Like that's what I would expect. You can still poke with Kog'Maw. He's one of the few AD carries that is good at poke, along with Corki, and you have the hyper carry potential, which is much more well augmented by Nami and Lulu. Nami and Lulu also fit very well into their knock-up composition, but really Corki doesn't, and so I'm kind of confused as to why they didn't go with the Kog'Maw. Maybe composition-wise, that would have been a better champion choice. But the Corki, maybe it's a comfort pick. Maybe it's just your best AD carry. So skill Comfort over, meta is always a good way to go.
Yeah, so these teams are currently both 2-0, similar to last uh the last guys we watched. The last match. Both of these teams are also 2-0, so one of these teams are going to have their one of these teams or both of these teams are going to have their perfect win record so far ruined after this match. We'll see how it goes down. Interestingly enough, these teams are actually in the same group as Mission San Jose High School. Mission San Jose, if you don't know, are third place champions from season 1. And I would expect them to get out of this group because they are a very strong group of guys. So we'll see how this comes down. Because these guys could, if it goes 2-0, they'll join Mission San Jose at the top of the standings for now at least. All the matches, of course, are being played sooner or later. We'll see how it goes down. But just talking about the matchup right now, we are seeing the champions have been locked in. Rapid, what do you think about early game? Lisa and Kha'Zix, we saw this matchup last game. Do you expect some early game ganks?
Oh, definitely. If you don't gank for a Nidalee early, I don't know what you're doing picking a Nidalee. In maybe solo queue, you can expect Nidalee to win her lane and snowball, but in more organized 5-on-5 play, you traditionally need the gank pressure to be able to force that lane to get into a winning position, especially against the Lulu, who can actually do very well against the Nidalee. Both very heavy kiting champions, very heavy with the poke, from glitter lances and then javelin tosses. It's top lane is going to be very, very snowbally, especially on Arroyo D's side. So I expect to see the action up there. Twisted Fate, once again, this is a kind of strange pick composition. You have TF go in, lock somebody down, then maybe a Twitch shows up, or vice versa, especially. Expecting a lot of importance placed on the Twisted Fate. If he gets going, then the rest of his team is going to. If he doesn't, then they won't have the ability to snipe anybody off around the map. Same goes for Curtis, though. If you build a knock-up comp around a Yasuo and he gets far behind, then, well, you're going to have a lot less damage even with all those knockups, which tend not to do damage of their own. So it'll be interesting to see, and we'll be seeing it in just about a minute. So stick around. We'll be heading into a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we'll have game number 1 in the best of 2 series between Curtis High School and Arroyo High School D. So we'll have these games coming your way. HSL, make sure to support it by disabling your ad block and checking out all of the links for the High School Star League. You can find them on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at HS Star League, although I believe the YouTube channel is High School Star League there too.
Yep.
So check it out on all the social media links. Stick around. We'll be right back with our second series of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League of Legends Season 2 Fall Semester Week 3. And we're back into the game with Curtis High School versus Arroyo High School D. It's going to be a fun match. I'm Crusader here with the Rapid. We're going to get onto the Rift, and we're going to see how this one shapes up, because it's pretty diverse champion pool, I think, this game, compared to what we've seen before today.
Yeah, there's no new Scion pick or anything crazy like that. It is fairly standard lane matchups, and because they are not in LCS position, I'll go ahead and organize everybody out there and make sure they're all in the right spots. Airwalker, the diamond player for Curtis. We're gonna be looking for some big moves from him, but more importantly, gonna keep an eye on this early aggression, just placing down some extra wards.
Yes, indeed. We are seeing a little more grouping than I think we saw from the last game. It's Curtis High School that are looking just get around the map, putting down some wards, but it probably will just be seeing some standard jungle starts.
Alright, so at least for the early game, everything's looking good. No lane swaps or anything like that. Of course, that is fairly traditional for the HSL, but one big thing is invades. You always have to watch out for them, but with early safe wards, should be relatively easy out there. Actually, kind of surprised to see no lower Tribush cheese from Captain Bacon Stripped and Exo Soul, waiting for champions to come down from the blue, or from the red buff.
Of course, you do get to see lots of pings.
Oh, and actually, thanks to all those myriad of pings, I can actually reveal Riot's ping volume control. I will turn down to 6. So, it's new this patch, and I'm super thankful, so that now maybe we get to see the pings and not just hear them.
As well, nope, here comes the Tribush, actually. They were inside a warded brush, though. Yeah, and the Flay doesn't come off. This is why we start Death Sentence, ladies and gentlemen. Actually wants to start Flay so he can get the Targon's Brace stacks coming in for him. Or Relic Shield stacks right now, I suppose, but so far hasn't gotten any of them, so there you go, there's one.
This lane in the mid, Shimitora is gonna die. I'm giving him like another minute before he just spontaneously combusts. But the big thing to notice is going to be the jungle right now. We are seeing an invade from King Brian coming through, and more importantly, Karate Kid is choosing to do this wolf camp, which is going to screw up Brian's timing, because he should know exactly when Karate Kid comes over. Oh, and he misses the ward over the wall. So we'll have to walk.
And Shimitora, wow, in that middle lane, he gets low. Yeah, he's walking around, he's gonna see Karate Kid, and Karate Kid, he doesn't have anything, but the first one comes down middle lane, actually. You predicted it. Karate Kid has to flash away from King Brian, still looking to find the last auto-attacker, last ability, or last anything, but actually King Brian will be caught in as 3 members converge in onto him. They get the slows down. King Brian has to run away from this one.
He's only level 2, he doesn't have Safeguard yet. So he can't make it. He can't safeguard away, and now he's actually going to recall the base with only 1 buff. Does not successfully deny that from Karate Kid, but does do a little bit of extra damage. And just like I said, gave him a minute, and he actually hit it right on the head with that 1-minute death timer. He was just taking way too much damage there. Bottom lane, Apexia is almost the one to go down. Expunge taking him down to less than 100 HP. Exo Soul putting out the damage, but Potato Prodigy should be able to heal him back up.
Big Baggins. Take some damage here. We've been seeing some pretty aggressive solo lanes so far. With the first blood going over to Airwalker, that's going to put him at a very nice lead over Shimitora. Although they are actually even on CS. But having that extra pressure is going to do him very well. Bottom lane so far. It's seen quite a bit of harass coming in. And it's looking pretty difficult right now for Exo Seal. Seal? It's like Korea.
It's Exo Soul.
Exo Soul? Oh, right, that's right. That's how it's pronounced. It's pronounced Soul.
I'm not even going to try to be stereotypical on that one. But what we're looking at so far has been Airwalker dominating his lane, but the CS staying even with that. So not the worst situation, but should be setting him well underway for that static Shiv. Still looking down bottom lane for the next series of ganks. No wards in the river at all for Arroyo D. Their ward coverage is highly lacking. Death Sentence, though. It'll land there. Lantern back! Safeguard!
Lantern exhaust coming in, but they can't catch him. The flash comes off, and King Brian gets a little bit bugged out there. And Apexius and the Potato Prodigy, he's almost close to going down. With a nice gank, but they're able to disengage quite well. Airwalker, meanwhile, middle lane, just puts the damage on, blocks the gold card with the wind wall.
Oh my goodness, Exo Soul needs to stay safe and sound. Bubble comes out, only lands on a bacon strip. Shimitora is gonna die in a minute. Oh,
Actually, camera does not know where to look. Either
wait,
mid
what
or
is
bot.
Shimitora doing?
Middle lane, Shimitora is completely caught off. Airwalker just needs a few more. Another dash to come in here. Flashes in, actually pick up the last hit. Gets the kill.
Yeah, he knew he didn't have the wind wall cooldown.
Ooh, teleport coming down.
Yeah, it is going to be a TP to the bottom lane there. Mr. Tony, Leon Lynn, one spear. No, Mike! How did that miss? He's going to die here for
catch
free.
up, and he runs into Karate Kid. Has the lantern, does pull it, and is able to get out.
Okay, the TP completely wasted. That will annihilate any advantage that Mr. Tony might have had up top lane. It's going to put a lot of damage down onto his turret, as well as missing all of that CS. So really questionable decision there. Tried to capitalize, but the rest of his team just could not follow up. Exosoul way too low.
Face the wind!
Oh man, so this is going to be difficult for Shimitora. 0-2 now. 1-2 deaths of the game. We'll see how Airwalker is going to use this.
Yeah, the biggest
Gonna be staying in the middle lane.
to watch out for so far
Hasn't
is going
even
to be
gone
the
back
mid
yet.
lane. Yeah, it's just way too much of a difference. Gold card finally lands. No wind wall there to stop it onto Airwalker. He's been blocking almost every single one of those gold card stuns coming out.
Alright, so middle lane once again, we're just gonna see the harass going. This time he waits till after the wind wall is put down to go for a gold card. But Airwalker's still looking to be very aggressive, just dashing through the minions. Looking for some more hits. So right now, junglers haven't had too much effect in this game. They're both still 0-0 and 0, have just been farming up. Really expect to see their first successful gank to come down, and I feel like it might just come from Airwalker instead of a jungler.
Oh, Airwalker could have ulted off that knockup and gone for the all-in with Ignite, but didn't want to. I think that would have been the smarter play, but actually top lane, looking for Mr. Tony, actually taking a little bit more damage that he's dishing out. Airwalker wants that ult, but hasn't gone for it yet.
Yeah, he's very close to taking it down. Has the Ignite up too, so Shimitora having a flash and a ghost really just kind of low on the offensive ability. Here it comes!
Oh, but he is
Airwalker's
actually
trying
very,
to go
very
in here, but
low.
he's taking a lot of damage from the auto attack. Shimitora might be able to pick this one up. The gold card, the blue card actually, but he does go in with the last breath. Takes him down on a sliver of health left.
That was an incredible turnaround, and Airwalker actually should have died, but because he got his ultimate, Last Breath actually refills his flow passive to give him another shield, which blocked the damage from the wild card that would have actually killed him. He goes for the ult, picks up the kill, and now actually is going to survive with a 3-kill score on his first trip back to base.
Jeez, he's gonna...
That's the first item, Static Shift.
Static Shift, straight up. This is going to be a rough lane for Shimitora now, and the fact that he's a Twisted Fate and he needs that level 6 gank to work out for him, well, not too sure if it will. Bottom lane though, King Brian is coming in, goes over the bubble, gets the kick back. Here comes the Destiny down onto bottom lane. I take that back. The first ultimate from Shimitora results with a kill.
And that was actually after Captain Bacon Strip whiffed his flay and everything in the bottom lane, going against Arroyo D. Now they come out with a big win, 1 kill on the board, but no dragon off the back of that, so really not that big of a change. It was only the support that lost his life.
Yeah. Shimitora will be happy with the fact that he was actually able to get a kill, but goes right back into lane with Airwalker. It's gonna have to be a little bit careful.
Maybe a little bit, but at least for right now, things are still very far in favor of Curtis. They've got the mid lane matchup working out. Their jungle is actually just right on par. Maybe needing to go back to base and pick up an item. But the real discrepancy is Arroyo D. That top lane is actually doing very well. Even after a horrible teleport bottom lane, at least still about 10 CS ahead and with the lane pressure advantage. appears as if for right now it will be solo. We'll be waiting on young Crusader Kitten to get right back into this, but the big thing to notice, at least for right now, is probably looking at Italy, looking at to gank down that bottom lane. Lantern pulling in for the gank bottom, or into the mid lane. That's where we're seeing the gank. It's a 2v1 onto Airwalker. Where is the stun card? No flash available. Actually, yeah, there was a flash. Shimitora could have gone hard into that, but it would have been really contingent on Mr. Tony landing a spear, getting that a hunted mark onto Airwalker in order to pick up the execute damage. Big thing to notice about the dragon is that, well, A, it hasn't been done, but B, it really represents the ability for Curtis High School to force this early game advantage. When you have a mid laner that is completely stomping the other one, you can either put gank pressure mid or at least snowball that advantage. It is just rotation for the dragon to force the fight. And for the team that is ahead at around this 11 to 12 minute mark, that does occupy a very significant advantage that they can look to take down. No motions towards it there by Karate Kid, but at least some ward coverage being cleared out in the area. Potato Prodigy already switching things up to that sweeping lens, and the same thing over there for Captain Bacon Strip. They'll both be trying to get control of that dragon area, which actually is pretty even between both teams when you look at it. Shimitora gonna get ignited there just to take one more auto. Take the flash in from Airwalker, making it look easy. Shimitora continues to have unused summoner spells. I feel like all you need is at least a flash. Like, I mean, I don't know how much harder it is to escape from Airwalker, but he is now 4-0.